Next on First News at 5, all eyes on the road. From Springfield to Effingham, what you need to know before you take a drive across central Illinois.
Hey, that winter storm spinning right now to our south. Will it mean snow where you live? I'll have the answer coming up.
And Governor Quinn makes it official, signing pension reform into law. Why some say that the state is not out of the woods quite yet. First News at 5 starts right now. Well, good evening. Snow and ice in the southern parts of our viewing area. Chief Meteorologist Rick Kirby is here with tonight's top story. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, here's the good news, Maggie. The storm is going just as expected so far,
Okay.
and that takes the heaviest snow, all of that ice to our south across southern Illinois and points south. Look at all of those warnings in effect. Those are ice storm warnings, winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories. To our north, it's wind chill advisories with wind chills to 40 below tonight. This is one mean winter storm, and an early one at that. Locally, we're looking at Fayette, Effingham, and Shelby County under a winter weather advisory. There we could see in the northern part of Shelby County 1 to 4 inches, in the southern part and in Fayette and Effingham County 4 to 7 inches. Everybody else getting off fairly easily, but many of us will see some accumulation, and that could be in Springfield as well. The cold front, the Arctic cold front, now to our south. You see waves of low pressure moving along that and bringing snow now towards central Illinois, and that'll be the trend here tonight. Here's what's happening locally. We've had ice across the southern part of the viewing area around Effingham, and you can see now snow breaking out for the southern part of our viewing area as well, and that's where the major travel problems will be here over the next 24 hours. The cold, the other big story. Temperatures in the low and mid 20s right now. Wind chills are in the teens. It's going to be a cold night tonight. 22 later this evening with some light snow. 20 tomorrow morning. 23 for that high tomorrow. I'll break it down town by town, how much snow you could see and just how long this cold sticks around, all coming up.
Rick, thank you. You know, emergency preparedness experts say that now is a time to put together a winter survival kit for your car. The proper supplies could save your life if you're caught out on the road in a storm. ABC News Channel 20's Lindsay Hess is live with more. Lindsay?
Maggie, before hitting the road, experts say every driver should have one of these, an emergency kit. This one includes a shovel, blanket, and flashlight, all items that are essential for winter driving.
It always helps to know that you have a little safety net, you know, just in case you do break down.
Anjali Patterson is planning on visiting family in Minnesota this month and refuses to make the trip without supplies to help keep her and her baby safe on the road.
Per my grandmother Margaret, you should always keep a blanket, a flashlight, a Snicker, and a bottle of water. A blanket in case your car breaks down so you don't freeze to death, a bottle of water so you don't dehydrate, a Snicker so you don't starve to death, and a flashlight so you can let people know you need help.
At Springfield's Lakeside True Value, owner Steve Fafolia says he's been swamped with customers purchasing winter emergency items for their cars.
You need to keep a snow shovel in your trunk, you know, a small one, just to dig yourself out if you need, and make sure you have a spare ice scraper. They break, you go to scrape your windshield and it breaks, and you're in the middle of nowhere. It's a problem, so you always want to have a second one on hand.
Fafolia also recommends drivers carry traction sand in their cars in case they would get stuck.
Put the weight of the sand over your back tires. It helps you get traction, but it's also traction sand, so if you get stuck, you can throw it under your tires, and you get out very easily with that. It really grips the ice, and you can drive away with it.
And Red Cross officials say dressing in layers is essential to driving in the winter.
Probably the biggest problem that folks find themselves in is that they just don't dress appropriately. They think they're just going, down the street, down the road, maybe a few miles to the next community, and something goes wrong. And when the temperatures get as low as they do now, it's a question of minutes before you're suspect to exposure.
Other items drivers should include in their emergency kit is a first aid kit, a reflector or flare, and extra batteries. Experts also recommend checking the air pressure in your tires before hitting the road. Live in Springfield, Lindsay Hess, ABC News Channel 20.
Great advice there. So if you are heading out tonight or even tomorrow morning, make sure that you are prepared. Here's a look at conditions right now on Illinois interstates. Now, here's what these colors mean. Green on the map means that roads are clear of ice and snow, but yellow means roads are patchy, and red means the roads are covered. Now, you can see some red and yellow already on the map, mostly in southern Illinois. There are already reports of patches of ice and snow on roads in Effingham County. IDOT will continue to update this website, so it's a really good resource to have. We'll link you to it. Just go to our website at wics.com and click on Hot Topics. We have live team coverage on current road conditions. Let's head out to ABC News Channel 20's Kimberly Howard, who is live in Springfield tonight with the latest. Kimberly.
Hi, Maggie. You know, there's really no accumulation here in Springfield yet. The roads are bone dry, actually. There's really nothing on the roads except for a lot of cars. And we have been noticing the cars that have been going down Dirksen Parkway here, they've been going pretty quickly, and they're also pretty close together. That's something police say you should probably watch out for once that accumulation does start. They say, you know, typically you have 2 seconds between each car, but they suggest actually 8 to 10 seconds once the accumulation starts. And of course, there's the big fear about black ice, and that could pop up anywhere and surprise you. And so you should definitely make sure to watch out for that. You know, right now I'm wearing 2 jackets, literally 2 pairs of pants. I am shaking in my boots. It is so cold out here. I can't tell you enough. Make sure you dress warmly if you're going to head out on the roads, and that's if you absolutely need to head out. Our team coverage is going to continue now with ABC News on 20's Kim Shine. Kim, how are conditions out in Champaign?
We're out here in Champaign and it is freezing cold out here. So if you are outside, even if you're preparing to go outside, make sure that you have your coat, your scarf, your gloves, whatever you need to do to stay warm. Right now there isn't any snow. That could change a little bit later, but I don't think we'll see too much. And the roads right now, they're actually pretty clear. People are traveling, no accidents that I'm aware of right now, and things are pretty nice out here. But like I said, please do not be like me. Carry your gloves and have something warm because it is cold and it is still going to get colder. So back to you guys in the studio in Champaign, Kim Shine, ABC News Channel 20.
Well, a pension reform bill is now signed into law. Governor Pat Quinn took action in a closed-door ceremony at his Chicago office this afternoon. ABC News Channel 20's Mike Brooks joins us live from the Capitol with more.
Well, Governor Quinn has made it a habit of late to sign big bills at large ceremonies, including bills like the same-sex marriage bill, with crowds ranging from dozens to hundreds. Now, according to House Speaker Mike Madigan's office, the governor received the bill just today and apparently wasted no time in putting his signature on it, with no television cameras invited. Now, the question is whether the new law is constitutional, which will likely be taken up by the Illinois Supreme Court. Democratic Senator Andy Manar voted no on the bill, and he believes the court will strike it down.
I think there's going to be immediate uncertainty injected further into our processes. And I think at the end of the day, we're going to be back at square one, and we will have spent a lot of money to get there.
The We Are One coalition, which represents multiple state union employees, including teachers, issued a response today. They said, quote, Senate Bill 1 is attempted pension theft and it's illegal, and that contrary to Quinn's belief, every Illinois citizen loses today. Now, the coalition said it has been in consistent contact with their legal counsel and today directed them to prepare to file a lawsuit. Reporting live at the State House, Mike Brooks, ABC News Channel 20.
Well, Governor Quinn also released a joint statement with the 4 legislative leaders praising the bill. Now, Quinn said, quote, this is a serious solution to address the most dire fiscal challenge of our time. House Republican leader Durkin added, quote, with today's signing, we have staved off a greater crisis. Well, a major credit rating agency says that it sees the state's passage of pension legislation as a positive development. Fitch says that's necessary to see if reform measures enhance pension system funding and controls pension payments' effect on the state budget. Fitch also believes that a legal challenge is likely. Fitch rates Illinois an A- with a negative rating outlook. That's the lowest rating for a U.S. state. Well, still ahead here on First News at 5, the world mourns the passing of a world leader. Up next, a look back at the life of Nelson Mandela. And later on, how you can help a family less fortunate this holiday season. Stay with us. You're watching First News at 5 on ABC News Channel 20.
It's the Green Hyundai Cam. You're watching ABC News Channel 20.
Welcome back. A Watson teen is dead following a crash in Effingham County. It happened this morning around 7:30 on Route 45. Now, authorities say that 18-year-old Brittany Baker was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say that a vehicle driven by Melly Hofer crossed the center line and hit Baker's car head-on. Hofer was hospitalized with unknown injuries. Well, in other news tonight, word has spread of the passing of Nelson Mandela. The former president of South Africa was 95 years old. A lawyer turned activist whose time in jail for a cause he believed in would change the world. He served 27 years in prison and would be set free at the age of 71. Mandela would go on to win a Nobel Peace Prize and would be elected South Africa's first black president. World News with Diane Sawyer will have more on the life and legacy of Nelson Mandela at the bottom of the hour. Well, if you have a home, business, or farm just outside the city limits of Jacksonville, you will have until the end of the year to get fire protection. But if history is any indication, not everyone will sign up, and that can prove costly. ABC News Channel 20's Andrew Hansen shows us why.
Fire protection. You may think it's necessary, but not everyone in Morgan County thinks so, according to Jacksonville Fire Chief Rick Kluge.
We have people that'll, sign up for 1 year and then skip a year and then maybe come back another year, just kind of take a chance.
Every year, owners or occupants of rural, commercial, industrial, residential, and farm property located within a certain radius of Jacksonville but outside the city limits have an option to pay for fire protection with the city. John Mullins, who lives just north of the city, pays for it.
The main reason is if you don't have fire protection, a lot of your insurances won't pay anymore.
The annual fire protection subscription fee is a formula based on the property's value. The subscription is not mandatory, but if you don't sign up and the fire department responds to your emergency, expect a steep bill.
There's times I have sent bills out for over $1,000 for us to respond.
If you want fire protection with the city of Jacksonville, you must sign up at the city clerk's office by December 31st.
I've seen some instances around the area, not here, but around the area where they've got there very quickly.
And you've been very satisfied with that?
Yes.
In Morgan County, Andrew Hansen, ABC News Channel 20.
Well, the Jacksonville Fire Chief also says that if you're not signed up for protection, the process it takes to get someone to your emergency can take more time. Residents who live in other rural parts of Morgan County can also get fire protection, but depending on where they live, it may come from places like South Jacksonville, Chapin, or Orensville. All righty. We are checking the weather now, and Chief Meteorologist Rick Kirby has his eye on the sky, and a lot of it is some will get snow, some will get rain, but cold temperatures.
Yeah, everybody's going to get cold, and the best chance for snow across the southern part of our viewing area. There are advisories there. Most of us will see just a dusting at best, but even a dusting with temperatures this cold could cause some slippery travel, so be careful. Here's your high and low today, far from that 60 we saw yesterday, and that 37 was at midnight. I'll tell you how cold we're going to be and how the snow falls across our viewing area coming up next. All right, outside tonight, we have the clouds and we have some snow falling over parts of the viewing area. If you look to the south, this is where the majority of the action has been today, with some freezing rain and sleet earlier, and now it's all snow. This is light to moderate snow, but you can see this falling around Champaign, down toward Mattoon and Effingham. Litchfield's had a little snow pass by, so has Taylorville. As the rest of us are seeing mainly clouds, there is some light snow developing out to our southwest as well. So look for some waves of light snow from time to time tonight. But as I said earlier, it won't take a lot to accumulate or at least cause some slippery roadways because it's so cold outside. And remember, this snow coming from the south is going to have some moisture content, more so than that dry air that comes from the north and northwest. So don't be surprised if things quickly get slippery here and there, and that could even be in Springfield. Look at the watches and mornings out there right now. These are ice storm mornings down here where significant accumulating ice causing some big time problems there. These are winter storm mornings where more snow, 8 inches or so, will fall. And you can see right here, this blue represents a winter weather advisory. I'll show you that in our viewing area in just a second. And look to our north. These are wind chill warnings here with wind chills tonight, the 40 below zero just to our northwest. That's the extreme cold air. Thankfully, it won't get quite that cold here. Now, we have 3 watches or 3 advisories for 3 of our counties here. And this is Fayette County, Effingham County, and Shelby County right there. In the northern 2/3 of Shelby County, we're probably talking 1 to 4 inches of snow, but 4 to 7 7 inches of snow will be a possibility in Fayette and Effingham County and southern Shelby County. So this is one to watch in that part of the viewing area. Now here's what y'all can expect for this evening. A few snow showers developing for much of our viewing area with snow likely across the southern part. Overnight tonight, waves of light snow continues, most likely south of I-72, even more likely south of I-70. And tomorrow, light snow continues at times, but it will end at some point during the daytime. By tomorrow night, we become partly cloudy and we get extremely cold. There's the snow forecast, a dusting of snow across the northern part of our viewing area, around places like Springfield, a dusting to maybe close to an inch if it all falls right. Decatur, same kind of thing. Here's where you get the heavier snows, and in the extreme southern part of our viewing area, we're talking 4 to 7 inches. I'll break it down another way for you. A dusting or less for places like Ashland, Athens, and Lincoln. A dusting to maybe an inch in places like Springfield and Jacksonville. Decatur, you have a little better chance of getting closer to an inch of snowfall. 1 to 4 possible in places like Taylorville, Litchfield, and Nokomis, and 4 to 7 in places like southern Shelby County, Effingham, and of course all of Effingham County and Fayette County. All right, temperatures, the other big story. Yesterday we were at 60, today 37, but that 37 was at midnight. We were in the mid-20s this afternoon, and we're going to stay in the low to mid-20s here over the next week. So it is a cold stretch of weather. Temperatures right now, low to mid-20s. Wind chills even colder. 12 in Springfield, 13 in Taylorville, and the teens in Decatur. Look at the 24-hour temperature change comparing today to this time yesterday. 31 degrees colder in Springfield, 37 in Decatur, 38 in Mattoon. That's that Arctic air blasting across the region. Sure, we've seen air this cold, but this is very cold air for this time of the year. And the winds are blowing out of that cold northwest behind that front at 10 to 15 miles per hour here tonight. Right now in Springfield, 23 degrees. It's a cloudy sky. Winds not all that strong, but blowing from the west and northwest. So there's the cold front to our southeast. Here come these waves of low pressure. We'll see another wave of snow here again tonight and tomorrow. And then by tomorrow night, high pressure starts to work in. Skies become partly cloudy, and we're going to see a very cold air mass with temperatures tomorrow night down into the single digits. Tomorrow's highs only in the 20s. So 20 for the overnight low tonight. Then tomorrow we'll look for a high of 23. Occasional light snow, breezy. There's the 7-day. Another snow chance Sunday. Now that could bring an inch or two. And look how cold we stay. Finally back in the 30s by Thursday.
Well, welcome back. Students in Lamphere and Southeast High Schools got a chance to meet with mentors from around the community today. The Making the Grade Conference focuses on student achievement. Each student gets to meet with community volunteers and school vendors one-on-one to talk about students' goals, academic challenges, and plans to improve throughout the school year.
If you have bad grades and you want to improve, this will help you improve a lot. You just have to understand what they're talking about and you'll be on your way.
Well, this is the 3rd year Lamphere has offered this program, the first for Southeast. Well, time is running out. There is less than 2 weeks until Toys for Tots collects those final donations in hopes of giving every child in our area a Merry Christmas. Now look at all of these toys. So far, you've helped collect 18,000 treasures. On top of that, more than $25,000 has been raised for the cause. But organizers say that they're still 5,000 toys short of their goal, and there are particular age groups that they need help with.
Pretty much the age groups that we're looking for that we have the most trouble is 10 to 14, boys and girls, and the little ones, the babies.
Well, students from Rochester High and Junior High are getting in on the action as well. Students decided to have a competition to see which school can collect more toys. For more information about the initiative and for a list of drop-off locations, log on to WICS.com and click on Web Watch. The final collection date is December 16th. Alrighty, still to come, a final check of your storm forecast. That's coming up, don't go away. Remember to join the No Tech Zone. Take the pledge at WICS.com and help keep Central Illinois roads safe. And this is the final check of that weather. Cold, cold, cold.
Cold outside. Yeah. So cold's the big story, but also dangerous travel. Even in Springfield, a little bit of snow could stick. So watch this closely. Even though the bigger snows will be across the southern part of our viewing area, you can see those darker blues just south of Litchfield around Effingham and Mattoon. That's the real danger zone down there. And look at all of those warnings and advisories in effect. This does include, again, Shelby County, Fayette County, Effingham County, 1 to 4 inches in the northern part of that watch area. and then 4 to 7 possible in southern Shelby County, Fayette and Effingham County. That's big time snow. Tomorrow, light snow continues here. Again, most of us less than an inch, if not a dusting, but another snow chance Sunday, maybe an inch or two. That's one we'll want to watch. But look at these temperatures for the most part over the next 7 days. We're in the 20s for highs and some very cold nights. Tomorrow night, 6 for a low.
So bundle up and be careful out there. All righty, thank you so much for joining us. World News is up next. We hope to see you back here at 6 o'clock.